Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to the Loss Prevention News Network's coverage of the D&D Daily live in NYC. I'm Amber Bradley. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here with special guest Van Carney, who is the National Director for Safety and Loss Prevention for Domino's Pizza. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
Yes, so Van and I, we go way back, right? So, so as the Executive Director for the Restaurant Loss Prevention and Security Association, otherwise known as RLPSA, I am very fortunate to get to work with Van a lot because you're a board member for RLPSA, which we really appreciate your support.
Oh, you're welcome, and you're doing a great job as well.
Thank you. Plug. I appreciate that. So we are going to talk about some of the fantastic opportunities and value that RLPSA is providing the restaurant industry, partnering with companies like Domino's and lots of other restaurants in the industry, which is phenomenal. So let's first talk about RLPSA Connect, which is a relatively new event for RLPSA in comparison to our conference that we've been knocking out of the park. Yeah. But you've headed up our RLPSA Connect efforts for the last couple of years now. Talk a little bit about that event.
Sure. A few years back at Domino's, we were experiencing a lot of issues down in our Houston market, both in our corporate stores and our franchise stores. And so we, as a team, decided we needed to try to do more to develop a relationship with law enforcement. And we reached out to not only law enforcement, but a lot of other restaurant businesses and chains to try to set up what we called just a connect, to be able to connect one another to talk about what we did in our business. And since then, it's kind of blossomed and it's bloomed, and we've kind of made it now a staple of one of the conferences that we have at the RLPSA.
Yeah, because not everybody truly can take 3 days out of their schedule to travel to the annual conference, although it's well worth it with the content we've got coming up. But one thing with the regional events like the Connect, like you're saying, it really helps facilitate that relationship building, which was the point. So we've got one coming up in LA, and then another one coming up in Atlanta in November, which is great. So
that's going to be a great event because that's actually going to be sponsored by Chick-fil-A of Atlanta.
Yep, that's right, which is right next to the airport. So these events are awesome for people flying in, like directors like yourself, but also those local folks that can just come right there and meet and greet local law enforcement, because we have coming up in LA, LAPD, we also have FBI representation. So yeah, those events have really taken off because we had New Orleans and Houston and now LA and Atlanta. And I think people should,
Chicago.
That's right. That's right. Can't forget Chicago. And people should totally tweet us at RLPSA if they have a suggestion for our next city. That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
And we are really travelers because for the annual conference this July we'll be in Las Vegas.
I'm looking forward to Las Vegas. And one of the reasons why at our annual conference, it gives a chance for folks like myself, along with other folks on my team, to come and meet other practitioners, a lot of solution providers, and it really gives us a chance to kind of continue to know technology that's on the market and to set ourselves up for success, not just for 2017, but also for the future as well, Amber.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got lots of solution providers already signed up for the conference, which is great. And content. You can't go wrong with a mix of content because, as you know, a board member driving the different tracks, right? So loss prevention, risk, safety, something for everyone.
True, and one of the events that we had worked on with many other different restaurant companies was a safety video. And this safety video is a collaboration of many companies trying to share with franchisees in corporate stores about how to set up a safety program and the value of safety. And that's just one of many different tracks that we try to develop.
So, because your title, you're actually safety and loss prevention, which is pretty typical in restaurants?
It's becoming more and more typical. Yes, you do more with less these days.
Which is why our RLPSA is focusing on value for all disciplines in that loss prevention space. Thank you so much for being
here,
Van.
welcome.
We really appreciate it. Now we're going to throw it back over to Gus for more value-packed sessions. Thanks so much for watching.